In yet another fascist move, the illegitimate Supreme Court just lifted the temporary restrictions on ICE terror, giving ICE masked thugs the green light to make indiscriminate stops based on people's ethnicity, language, or place of work. We've all seen the video after video after video of these ICE masked thugs terrorizing people from the Home Depots to the car washes, all the way to the fields. We've seen them go after people just based on the color of their skin or where they're working. So now the fascist, illegitimate Supreme Court just gave the green light and said that this should be the new practice of ICE in going after people. Even if you're a US citizen, they can arrest you, they could brutalize you, they can even handcuff you. The Supreme Court just found a way to quote unquote legally rip up the rule of law and go after the rights that are supposed to be guaranteed under the US Constitution, like the Fourth Amendment, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures by the government, requiring law enforcement to obtain a warrant based on probable cause before searching or seizing a person or property. The illegitimate Supreme Court just said, fuck all that. These ICE agents can just roll up on anybody of a certain skin color, of a certain language, of anybody that could be waiting for a bus, that could be waiting for a job at a Home Depot, and just terrorize them. This is fascism. And as the call for November 5th from refusefascism.org, the beginning of the fall of the Trump fascist regime states, fascism is not a looming threat. It is upon us now. And humanity's only hope is for the decent people of this country to rise in our millions. We cannot wait for future and rigged elections. We must drive the Trump fascist regime from power now. As the revolutionary leader Bob Avakian has said in his recent social media message number 132, in keeping with the unprecedented nature of what is happening, with the terrible tyranny of this fascist regime, what we have to be calling for has to be an unprecedented historic mobilization and convergence of millions in DC beginning on November 5th. Look, y'all, what is needed now is for millions of people to flood to Washington, DC beginning on November 5th, surrounding the White House, surrounding the Capitol, surrounding the illegitimate fascist-packed Supreme Court, coming back again and again across the country, refusing to comply, every person of conscience, millions of us together, grinding the machinery of the fascist regime to a halt. Not stopping until Trump is removed from power. That is humanity's only hope. If we are to stop this, that has to be on us. Listen to the rest of how Bob Avakian goes at this in his recent social media message number 132.
What is being called for is an unprecedented historic mobilization and convergence of millions in DC, determined to create a massive political earthquake from below, bringing about a profound political crisis such that the completely illegitimate nature of the Trump fascist regime stands out all the more sharply, provoking and motivating major shifts and realignments throughout society, including within the dominant institutions, such that this regime can no longer function and cannot remain in power.
Join us in Washington, D.C. beginning on November 5th. There is no living with this fascism. They are relying on people's silence and complicity to continue to carry on their fascist program. We cannot go along with this. This call was initiated by Refuse Fascism, but it is welcome, and we are fighting for everybody to take up this call and to flood the streets of Washington, D.C., because that is humanity's only hope in this strategy. So get with this now.